Trump is fuming. Rosenstein and Mueller have been caught in a sting operation to impeach him. This is the kind of story that should be leading the news on everyday media outlets, but the mainstream media is controlled by leftists who hate our president and want him gone. Most people are aware that Paul Manafort, who ran President Trump's campaign for 3 months, was targeted by special counsel Robert Mueller in the Trump-Russia witch hunt. Manafort is being used as a scapegoat, and all Mueller can find on him is some shady dealings with the 2014 when he was working with the Ukrainian president, who he had been hired to help get elected. In fact, the charges are so flimsy that his attorneys demanded Mueller release the orders of his investigative powers in the case to the public, which they knew would incriminate Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein and Mueller. This was a sting operation from the beginning, and Mueller took the bait. The exact order from the DOJ website reads, Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein announced the appointment of former Department of Justice official and FBI Director Robert S. Mueller to serve as special counsel to oversee the previously confirmed FBI investigation of Russian government efforts to influence the 2016 presidential election and related matters. This was dated Wednesday, May 17, 2017. The reason Rosenstein could not give Mueller power to investigate Trump is simple. There had been no evidence found that President Trump or anyone in his campaign had done anything illegal with Russians or anyone else, except we now know, thanks to Manafort's attorneys, that the rat Rosenstein did file a secret scope of investigative powers that included Trump as the target in May of 2017. This secret order says links or coordinated between the Russian government and the campaign of Donald Trump, matters that may arise from the investigation of the Russian government and the campaign of Donald Trump, and other matters within the scope of 28 CFR-6.4. This order, including Trump as the target of an investigation, is totally illegal. Why? No evidence ever existed against Trump. Rosenstein was setting up Trump to be impeached. What else could it be? Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, it gets worse. In August of 2017, Mueller knew that they are all in trouble and needed Rosenstein to amend these orders dictating that we can investigate again. So what was the big problem with Mueller? Well, and you're going to love this, we know Mueller was hired by Rosenstein and the deep state rats like this best buddy James Comey to get Trump impeached and to cover their tracks and crimes of colluding with Russia and spying on President Trump. The Inspector General Michael Horowitz even has just informed him or them of his discovery of the conspiracy behind the DOJ and the FBI plan against Donald Trump. On July 20th of 2017, Horowitz gets the text messages. Horowitz informs Mueller there is evidence of a conspiracy evident within his own team that had to be an oh my gosh moment for the deep state rats and for Robert Mueller. Quickly, the investigative team needs Rosenstein to narrow the investigation. The last thing the special counsel team needed was an open door to investigate corrupt officials within their own ideological ranks. Lord knows where that would have ended up. Of course, Rosenstein has the new orders all partially redacted, of course, so we cannot see exactly what they said. But we know enough that it is highly suspicious for a new set of rules to be given to a special counsel months later. It's plain and simple. Rosenstein is also dirty. He has been working in concert with Mueller to cover up crimes committed by the deep state rats against President Donald Trump all along. Trump should fire Mueller and Rosenstein now. I don't care if the Democrats go nuts. Let them. This witch hunt is out of control, and it's costing U.S. taxpayers millions upon millions of dollars.
Let's now bring in a member of the House Judiciary Committee, Ron DeSantis. He's a Republican from Florida who joins us from Naples tonight. He's also run for governor in the fine state of Florida. Representative, thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. So I know that your chairman, Goodlatte, is not satisfied with the speed or volume of what DOJ has produced. As a member of that committee tonight, where are we on their ability to produce documents that you need to see?
Well, they're dragging their feet, and they've been doing this for a long time, not only with the Judiciary Committee, but as Ed mentioned, with Devin Nunes on the Intel Committee. And here's the thing, Pete, if you were the subject of a Justice Department civil enforcement action and they were asked subpoenaing documents from you, you would not be able to get away with these excuses if you were a private business. You'd have to produce the stuff. And so it doesn't work that the government has a different set of rules. So I think the question is are we going to actually put the might of our institution behind these subpoenas and enforce them? Because you remember when the IRS was dragging its feet, I mean, we held Lois Lerner in contempt, didn't follow through with that. Guys like me tried to impeach the IRS commissioner for stonewalling on the targeting investigation, John Koskinen. It didn't get through Congress. And so we have certain tools at our disposal. We can use the power of the purse. We can hold officials in contempt. And ultimately, if they're still recalcitrant, we can impeach these civil officers. We have to be willing to do that. Otherwise, I think they're just going to try to run out the clock on a lot of this stuff.
So you've got civil officers, but Representative, you've also got, representatives, political appointees in these departments appointed by President Trump. I actually had the opportunity about an hour ago to speak to a senior DOJ official involved in these matters, and they pointed out a couple of things. They said this is the first week since they've doubled the amount of agents, so they are trying to put the pedal to the metal on producing documents. They also noted that another 1,000 pages will be delivered for your committee by Monday, and that they just sent a letter to Devin Nunes saying that they're going to accommodate his request for other members outside the committee to review the FISA applications. So if more people can see those FISA applications and more documents are being produced, do you feel like you could get to a place where DOJ is acting in good faith? They just haven't had the resources to do it.
Here's why I'm skeptical of that. I hope that that's right, and I hope that we, the American people, get what they are entitled to. But remember what Nunes has been trying to get. He's been trying to get those initial documents about how this whole Russia collusion with Trump's campaign narrative started from the FBI. And they won't give that to him. That's not 1 million documents. I mean, that's something, there's probably one piece of paper that officially opened this investigation. He's been asking for that for months, and they will not produce it. So I hope they're turning over a new leaf, but I just got to say, the last 6 to 8 months has been one of continually frustrating Congress's prerogative to get these answers for the American people.
To that point, take us under the hood a little bit, because it seems like we hear at the last minute from DOJ, we're not going to meet the deadline, right? Right, that day, that moment. Are you at least hearing days, weeks before, hey guys, this is not a deadline we're going to meet. We're working as hard as we can. We want to produce these documents. We're doing so. Is that communication happening, or is it truly mostly quiet, and then you find out, not going to happen yet, we need more time?
I think it's mostly quiet. I mean, I think that there are instances where, say, a Nunes is engaged with Rosenstein or Wray. A Goodlatte can do that. But also it's important to point out, I mean, Sessions may be wanting to do the right thing. Some of these guys may be. The people who are actually on the ground there are part of the permanent bureaucracy. And they talked about that kind of cute exchange where they're like, oh, we're just going to redact this, almost joking about it. And that type of attitude, I think, makes it very difficult to get this stuff done in a timely fashion.
So your concern is not the rank and file necessarily at the FBI or DOJ, or maybe not, the Attorney General or Wray or others who may be trying to. It's that middle layer that has the ability to slow walk it or to throw a wrench in the gears and stop the process. I mean, is this a deep state accusation, or is this a bureaucrat, or do you think there's something they're really hiding?
Well, I just think at the end of the day, bureaucracies tend to protect themselves. That's just the instinct of it. You have a lot of people there who are dealing with this. They were not appointed by Donald Trump. I mean, they're kind of career folks. And so I think that's the instinct, to protect the agency, to withhold and not produce as much. And I'm not even saying it's for a nefarious reason, but I think that's the instinct that we see time and time again. And so, we've uncovered so much already with so many questions. And I just think this posture that they've taken doesn't suit the interests of the American people at all. We need a full accounting of how all of this stuff happened.
Absolutely. Part of that full accounting is what the Inspector General is doing at DOJ. Any updates yet on when we might get a report on Michael Horowitz, his investigation, which a lot of people think is going to expose a great deal of things behind the scenes?
Well, he started in January 2017. We thought by the end of the year. That didn't happen. Then we said, oh, February. That didn't happen. Then we said March. No. Now April. So I don't know. I think we need to get it because here's why I think it's important. I think there will be some interesting stuff in there, important stuff. But I think the fate of people like Peter Strzok, the notoriously anti-Trump agent that talked about preventing Donald Trump from being elected with an insurance policy, Lisa Page, his lover, I think their fates are tied to that IG report, and I don't think that the FBI or Justice is going to move to fire them until that report comes in because they want that to be the justification. So a lot of my constituents say, why are these people still there?
Sure.
I'd like to see them moved out too, but I think once that report hits, I think that could probably be the factor that leads for them to be terminated.
It'll be a very interesting moment indeed. Congressman Ron DeSantis, thanks for your time this evening. We appreciate it.